Hey everyone, Sean Ruggiero with Bridget Reimer. Welcome to the Advanced Market Sales Live for Family First Life. This is the kickoff for the fourth quarter, right? You know what's funny is that you see in football games everybody does the fours, and I always think, if everybody's doing the fours, then it isn't really something that special. But the point being this, that it's fourth quarter. We have traditionally had very, very large fourth quarters of production. Which is great. I know there's a lot of companies that because of the holidays, they don't do as well. Family First Life always kicks butt in the fourth quarter. Summertime, right? Summertime people are away. Family First Life does great in summertime. I think it's a testament to our dedication to go help clients and to go help our families throughout the year.
Yeah,
right?
Keep working.
So it is the fourth quarter kickoff. We're going to go over the numbers here and then continue on with what should be a great AMS training, as well as one of the most popular new sections, the Q&A, question and answer section, which I've gotten a lot out of, and I know it helps because we can teach all we want, but if we don't hear what the questions are, we can't answer them. So we want to continue to do that. So why don't we start with the numbers, Bridget? If you want to go through and tell us who issued what. This would be great.
Awesome. So we'll start out with the IULs. This is week 41 for IULs. We have Isaac A, 319. Tomika M with 405, Jeffrey S with 737, Dante C with 749, Don S with 765, Isaac A again with 783, Jeffrey E with 1070, Ruth H with 1606, Christopher F with 1856, Tiffany G with 2739, Conrad P with 3156, and Robert I with $6,061, bringing our weekly total to $20,246. Up next, we have annuities. These are annuities issue paid between October 3rd and October 9th. We have Daryl B with 14,000. Brian L and David P with a split on 15,450, Todd S with 16,829, Vanessa F with 30,000, Alan C with 40,000, David P with 48,899, Mark K with 59,517, Galen W and Jabari N with a split on 65,000, David P and Daniel B with a split on 76,505, Brigitte G with 82,794, Alvern V with 93,638, Marcy L with 96,035, Ryan M with 98,785, Carol E with 100,000, Mark D with 100,000, Jaime C with 120,000, Henry A with 143,431, Jack Y with 150,000, and the top of our leaderboard this week we have John G with 423,713, bringing our weekly total just shy of 1.8 million.
That is right about where we want to be, right? Our goal, 2 million a week, and something that if we average it out, we're fairly close to that for the year. John Gavin, by the way, I have an interview with John Gavin talking about his production. He's really stepped it up, and not only him, but his agents, right? And that's a cool thing to see, was when you're leading from the front, both with production, but also your agents are issuing annuities. It shows that you're teaching well, so we want to share some of that teaching.
He also helps a lot of agents out around the country.
He does. Yep.
Super grateful for him.
Yep. Appreciate it, John Gavin. All right, so let's shift to the Q&A section here.
Yeah. Okay. So first up question, we have Matt D. He wants to know why is the participation rate in a 2-year point-to-point essentially higher than a participation rate in a 1-year point-to-point? Can you explain that in a simple, straightforward way?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Participation rates are based on options. So let's back up a little bit. A fixed index annuity guarantees 0 and then uses the interest that you would make from that investment to purchase options. Options, okay, a call, or I'll do it this way. If here's the index, this is a call, this is a put. This is options 101. A call option is that it will go up, okay, and it pays off. A put option is that it will go down, okay? That's why from time to time, Bridget, you've seen negative indexes. I know Legacy had one. I don't even know if they still have it, but if it goes down, you get a payoff. Kind of a weird thing. We don't want to get into the world of advising clients or guessing if it goes down. So what they're buying is they're buying a call option. So if an index goes up, the option pays off. And so the question is, why is participation rate on a 2-year larger than a 1 year, and it's not linear. It's
Right.
not just 2 times, right? It has to do with the option pricing. So there's something called an option tree. And if you buy an option, you can buy options like 1 day options, 1 week options, 1 month options. It'd be tough to structure annuities that way. But if we have an index that is at 1,000 and the option is 1 week later, and the option is, will it go from 1,000 to 1,005? That option would pay off very, 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 very little because the probability is very, very high. The closer we are to something, the more that we know the probable outcome.
Right.
It's not going to, in 1 week, go from 1,000 to 2,000.
Right.
Okay? So because you have higher probability, higher certainty, so it is in a much smaller band. If we go out a year, if we go out 2 years, there's a lot more uncertainty, okay? So the pricing changes. So when you see a participation rate, the pricing is based on what the option costs, or the participation rate is based on what the option costs for 1 year and for 2 year. And the cost for 1 year and 2 year are not linear. It's not just a 1 year option is 100 and a 2 year option is $50.
Right.
They're not linear because the probability goes out so much different. The unknown affects it. So when you see participation rates differ, it's because the probability in the option price is different on a 2 year than a 1 year option. So did I muddle that up, or does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
And is there something to a 2 year having a higher participation rate because there's longer time to go up and down with the market, or specifically why was 2 year historically higher participation than a 1 year?
Yeah, no, it's simply the price. Yeah.
Yep,
so
yep.
so if you would buy a 1 year option, let's say that option is $100.
Yep.
Okay, a 2 year option is not 50. It's not half. It's like 35.
Right.
Because
So
there's
it's
more
cheaper.
unknown. It's cheaper option. So that's 100% the reason why
Yep.
2 year has higher participation
Because
rates
they're
than a
cheaper to
1 year.
buy.
They're cheaper to buy.
Yep.
So if we have 3%, if we have 100 grand in annuity and we have 3% to buy options, that 3% can buy how many options of $100
Yep, right.
and how many options at $35? Well, it can buy a lot
Can
more
buy
options
more
at
on 2
$35.
year.
So therefore the 2 year has a higher
Yep.
participation rate.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's great. So Shane D, next question is, do FFL agents have access to reliable leads specifically for annuities?
Yeah, we get
this
that question
question a
all the
lot.
time. Yeah,
Yes.
so Shane and everyone, there is one annuity lead source out there, Financialize. Now I say that with a big asterisk, okay? They're very expensive, $350 a lead,
Piece,
I
yep.
think.
Yep.
They're high quality leads, but a lot of people are just searching, researching, looking at it. I know Matt Smith has run those. We have a few agents. The volume's usually pretty low because a good lead, all right, and I say this with a little bit of caution, a good lead might be slightly tricky, okay?
Yeah.
New state benefit or whatever, and there's laws. You can't lie, you can't trick, you can't bait and switch. But a new lead is an inquiry. Okay. An annuity lead is a little bit harder because how do you know the person that you're getting to inquire has $200,000,
Right.
right? There's no way to find that out. Heck, I know on social media, there's certain questions that can't be asked.
Right.
How much money do you have? It won't allow you to do that. We have mailing demographics, but we don't know. I mean, I'm sure I have neighbors. I live in a decent neighborhood. Some of them probably have millions of dollars. Some of them have no money, right? So
Right.
there's no way to know. That makes it hard. The second thing is signing up for something that's affordable, sign up for something that's guaranteed non-medical or guaranteed issue. You can always stop paying a premium. You can always say no to it. How do you get someone to say, you know what? I see this mailer, I see this ad on the internet. I'm going to go ahead and sign over my $300,000 of retirement. It's just really hard. So Financialize does have, I don't suggest you just jump into it. You can email us annuity@familyfirstlife.com. If you're a veteran agent who you feel like you can handle it, both from a cost standpoint and you have the aptitude to do it.
Yeah.
Financialize is an option, but the reality is this: there is no good annuity lead that I've seen,
Yeah.
a lead just for annuities, which is why it's so important to work your leads, visit with as many people as you can, explain from the beginning, I do financial planning, I do retirement protection, retirement income planning, I do this full gamut of things that's on my business card, and I use the financial inventory, and I have the trifold, so I can turn any lead into an annuity lead.
Yep, that's what we really sell on a lot is, and then it eliminates people having to go buy extra leads just to sell annuities.
Right. And the sales tail's longer, right? You can get paid on an Americo e-app in 1 day.
Right.
An annuity, if you're lucky, it pays you in 6 weeks,
Yeah, exactly.
So, it just doesn't exist. If someone has found a lead that produces reliable annuity leads and they close fast, let me know. We'll go into business.
We're always willing to research.
we'll retire.
Yeah. So. Awesome. Last question for today is from Paige L, and it's in regards to IULs. What is the appropriate age range for an IUL?
Very good question. And because we have done so much training on IULs as an accumulation vehicle, in fact, that's what our trifold talks about, we have kind of neglected the other half of IULs, which is the death benefit.
Where we covered in our in-home last week.
What we covered in the in-home last week. So Paige, traditionally speaking for an accumulation vehicle, 50, maybe 55 is the upper end of the age if you're using it for accumulation. If they're past 55, regardless of their health, even regardless of the premium, it's very tough to make it to accrue a lot of tax-free cash for retirement. But that being said, you can write them up to 85 or 80, depending on the carrier, for death benefit, right? So if we're looking at cash accumulation, I always use the analogy of a jet, a jumbo jet taking off versus a fighter jet. So if you're a lightweight jet and you have a lot of runway, the runways being how much time you have on Earth, right, your lifespan, and you're a light jet, okay, it doesn't take a lot to get you up in the air. Yep. And that's the idea that if you have a long time, if you're 25, you can put $200-300 a month in, and by the time you retire, you have a lot of cash to live off of. If you have a shorter time span, let's say you're already 45 years old, and you're not as healthy, you're a heavier jet, right? Think of that as like a C-130 or something like that. It's a heavier jet, representing the drag that your health rating creates. You need a lot of jet fuel. You need a lot of premium. So you need to be putting in a couple $1,000 a month, right? And so that's the analogy. Use the jet runway analogy to kind of decipher that. But if we were just going to pick an age, I wouldn't really present them as a retirement tool to anyone really beyond 50, maybe 55 if they were healthy and had a lot of premium to put into it.
Yep, but then above that, we use IULs for, like you said, the death
For
benefit.
death benefit,
so
yeah.
It's not that an IUL isn't suited for all ages. It's just different goals. So
Yeah.
what kind of IUL and how do we fund it based on age? So
Yeah, and we have some good train on that. So if you're saying, well, when would I present an IUL? Because it can't get them cash to live off of, but it can give cash for long-term care. It can give cash for when I die, my spouse needs the money to fulfill the pension they lost or the Social Security they lost. It does a great job with that. So email us at annuity@familyfirstlife.com. If you need a refresher on the training, we can send a couple of training links to how to use an IUL outside of accumulation.
Yeah,
or, cash free.
definitely check out the in-home. Those are posted on our fflams.com site. You can go rewatch those as many times as you want. We have a couple more in-homes coming in the future that depict more situations for IULs and annuities. But please check those out. All those videos we try to keep in our library so they're easy to access and rewatch. So that wraps up our Q&A for today. Sean, you want to talk about conference a little bit?
Yep, conference February 6th through the 9th, technically, okay? And something that's exciting, you're going to see us video out on social media. We're going to be playing it on this show as well as the TNL on Fridays. Tom Hegna is our guest speaker. This is our retirement workshop. So you're going to learn A to Z on how to go sell annuities. Our retirement workshop, which is graciously sponsored by Athene. They've done a great job stepping up, helping us get Tom Hegna for 2 days. Okay, he's going to be there for the retirement workshop, which is Thursday, and then general session, which is Friday.
That's awesome.
So Tom Hegna is going to be a keynote speaker on Friday. He's also going to be a key speaker on Thursday's retirement workshop. So set aside the dates, the 6th through the 9th at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. You can go to ffltakeover.com. That's ffltakeover.com. And as always, as it has been since 2014, the conference is completely free to attend. So, what are they going to sell you? Nothing. What does it cost? Nothing. Family First Life doesn't make a dime off of conference. They only make money if you go out and sell and if you make money. So knowing that, why would you not go?
Right.
Whether you're an agent who just started, whether you're thinking about being an agent, or whether you're a veteran who wants to continue down this path. So we'll see you in February.
Awesome. See you guys next week. That's all we have right now.
Greetings everyone, Sean Ruggiero, Family First Life Advanced Market Sales. I wanted to share a metaphor with you today, something you could use to get your mind around the power of fixed index annuities, and something you could share with clients. The metaphor is this: if you were going to purchase a car, okay, you're out there in the market for a brand new vehicle, maybe an SUV, maybe a sedan, maybe a sports car, and I was someone who could offer you a car that had great performance, a great track record, it was low cost, and it came with it a guarantee that it would never be in a crash. Never be in a crash. Now that sounds kind of silly, but that's the truth. What is the benefit of a fixed index annuity? Over everything else, it is an insurance product. And it guarantees, because you are not directly invested in the market, it guarantees that if the market crashes, you don't participate in it. So think about that. If I'm out there buying a car and I see this car that has a great safety rating, and I see a car that has great performance historically, am I saying it's the highest performance vehicle out there? Am I saying it's a Corvette or a Dodge Demon? No. But that's not the buyer that I am. Remember, we're savers, not investors. That's what we're looking after. And I have the opportunity to buy a very good car at a very good price that will never be in a crash. See, statistically, since 1970, the S&P 500 has crashed or gone down 27% of the time. See, the likelihood of a car wreck is far less than that, yet we would buy a new car with that sort of feature in a heartbeat. The likelihood of 27%, I'm a capitalist, I'm a patriot, you hear me say it all the time, it's not that high. And I'll take the pluses to negate the minuses when I'm accumulating money. But when I'm stopping putting money in and I'm taking money out of that retirement, how well am I going to sleep knowing that I will never participate in a downside market? The same way I would drive around if I knew that the car I'm in could never be in a crash. So pretty powerful metaphor. I wanted to share it with you. Go out, understand it, live it, learn it, share it with your clients, share it with your friends, your family, and go help people with FIAs. Thank you. Hey everyone, Sean Ruggiero, Family First Life Advanced Market Sales. I wanted to take a quick minute here to share something with you that has recently been put out into the public data stream there. And it has to do with a gentleman, Robert Shiller. Now, Robert Shiller, if you haven't heard of him, he is a renowned economist. He's a professor of finance and a fellow at Yale University. Okay, he was listed by Bloomberg as one of the 50 most influential people for global finance. Why am I pointing out all these accolades for Robert Shiller? Because for someone to be a professor at Yale teaching finance and economics, they've got to be able to back up what they're teaching. They've got to be able to have some statistics, some mathematics, and some facts behind what they're teaching. And I say that because it's important. A lot of what consumers get today is sales, is marketing. Right? Family First Life is an independent marketing organization. They make money through sales. Insurance companies make money through sales. So having some data that can be backed by an educated professor at Yale, someone who teaches this for a living, who has looked at it and examined it, I think is a breath of fresh air and something that we can look at and say, okay, what does this report say? Why is it helpful, and does that affect me at all? Whether you are a consumer or whether you are an agent or an advisor selling these products. But in this report, he talks about fixed index annuities using certain innovative indexes. A lot of these participation and volatility controlled indexes that are now available in FIAs, fixed index annuities, are outperforming bonds. What does that mean? Well, bonds are a traditional staple because they are safe, conservative, and predictable. They are a traditional staple of retiree and pre-retirees' portfolios. So Professor Shiller is saying that the FIA fixed index annuity, which is the number one annuity sold now and the fastest growing retirement product in the United States for a reason, he's saying that historically they beat FIAs. And he goes into the statistics in this 2-page article that was released by Annexus and InsureWeb. So please go to your fflams.com login and you can get this article off of the resources tab. If you need help gaining access to the FFLAMS, please email info@fflams.com. That's info@fflams.com, and the staff can help get you set up with your login so you can access this and other helpful articles as well as training videos like this one to help you educate clients and have some success out there with your retirement planning for fixed index annuities. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Sean, thanks for having me on the Advanced Market Sales Call this week. My name is Matt Smith, and I was asked to talk about a sale that was made this previous week in regards to Athene's Agility product. I think first, before I get into specifics about the product and the sale, I always would tell you to focus on the top 5 retirement fears out there. Number 5 is leaving a legacy for your clients. Number 4 is they're concerned about negative returns, which is very telling right now because we're on a 10-year run. Average bull market lasts 7 years, so it's only a matter of time before things adjust. You heard Sean speak in previous weeks about the Shiller report and how stocks are overpriced, so that's a big dictator on probably where the market's going to head here in short time. The next one is outpacing inflation. Number 2 is long-term care and healthcare costs, and the number 1 fear of retirement is outliving your money. So those are your different hot buttons that you're going to have when you meet with a client in the house. Your job is always simple. What are they using the money for? What do they need the money for? And when do they need the money? Once you identify those factors, annuities become pretty easy because we have different products for every single situation that can really help improve your client's circumstances. So the gentleman that I met was 78 years old. His wife was 75, and they were going to take systematic withdrawals from their retirement account, but he also wanted to make sure that he left a legacy to his spouse or children when he was no longer here, and that was important to him as well. So he needed access to money, and he wanted to leave a legacy to a spouse. So Agility is a great product for legacy for 2 main reasons. You get a 17% bonus right off the bat that's vested day 1. So if they pass, the benefit base is the same as the death benefit. So if you had a $200,000 annuity, that'd be $34,000 of bonusable death benefit to the benefit base right off the bat. That's a huge deal if you're trying to build value to your clients. If they pass, that's like being self-insured. So if you meet clients that maybe are uninsurable or can't get very much insurance, but they have retirement accounts, this is a great product for them to become self-insured because of that 17% bonus. Not only that, you get 175% crediting on the benefit base or death benefit base side. So if you run an illustration with their Janus fund with a 1-year and a 2-year point-to-point, a 50-50 blend, what you'll find is the average return's about 4.25 in regards to returns. That means on the benefit-based side at 175% crediting, that's close to 7.5% that your clients will be growing their money when they pass. So what a great tool for them to be able to still access money to take lump sums out of their cash. You can take 10% penalty-free withdrawals in year 1 every single year, and then also make sure that they leave a legacy like they want. So you eliminate a lot of retirement fears with this because you're able to have that 0% floor, no fees, which is one of the retirement fears. So you don't have any negative returns. Because you have that 0% floor, it minimizes the chance of them outliving their money, which is the number 1 retirement fear. And then leaving a legacy is a huge deal because if they pass, they're going to be able to pass that benefit base to their beneficiaries over a 5-year period. So they'll take it out. If you're using the benefit base, they pay you over 5 years is how that benefit base works. So that's a huge scenario for your client, and it's a tremendous value as well. So a couple of things that I bring into the house I was asked to share with the clients. It's all based on Athene's website. The first is just the Agility product overview. So it just talks about the product, talks about it, what it does. If you can't perform 2 out of 6 daily living activities, there's no surrender charges on this product. I think that's important to understand. Also, when you're meeting with clients and maybe you're working against another advisor, they always attack the fact that annuities are high in fees and annuities have no accessibility. So make sure that they understand that they do have access to their money, 10% penalty free. Make sure they understand that if they get terminally ill or if they're confined and can't do 2 out of 6 daily living activities, that they have access to their money penalty free. Because there's a lot of misconceptions on annuities, and advisors will say things that just aren't true because they're not aware of how our fixed index annuities work. The next form that I like is about Athene, the power of Athene here. And these are, like I said, you can find this on the website. One of the things I always point out is their customer satisfaction rate is 94%. So that's such a big deal to say, hey, listen, 94% of their customers are currently happy. So that really puts them at ease. Also, the fact that they were number 2, and that's going up, but number 2 for fixed index annuity sales in 2017. They're a lot like Costco right now. They've got a long line, which means you're going to get the best price, but it's going to take time to pass suitability, send out transfer forms, and actually get your policy issued. So those are some value props that I would talk to your clients about. One of the other things that it's important is explaining the Janus strategy that we put the clients in. The page I like is just on page 3, and it says a simple scenario here. It says select the largest U.S. stocks with the highest potential return and lowest risk. So it's got the top 250 stocks that Janus is in, and it's giving you the highest amount of return with no loss. So there are so many different scenarios that you can apply this product to. It's just more of a matter of you getting familiar with how the crediting strategy works on the benefit-based side, how the crediting strategy works on the cash side, and how to utilize this for your clients. And I think what you'll find is it's such a unique product that it's really going to give you some advantages in the houses that you're probably not aware of. So people want a legacy. They don't want negative returns. They've got confinement care, and all those surrender charges are waived. So there's long-term care, health care. They have a good chance of not outliving their money because they have that 0% floor. Fantastic product for you and your clients moving forward. So make sure that you execute on those different facets, and I think you'll find some success with Agility products. So thanks for your time, Sean. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you and see you soon.